We always have great chats.
I know. It's always good to see you again. Thank you.
Never enough time to talk with you. You're doing so much. You got the children's book. Tell us the
musical. I was asked to go to the hospital for sick children many years ago to entertain the kids. So I said, sure. So a month later, I'm driving to the hospital, and I'm like, how am I going to entertain these kids? Like, I can't tell them my last interview. And I literally saw the movie in my head. It was a video, and there were 3 characters. I'd planned to go for lunch, so I scribbled out this long poem. Went to the hospital, recited it to the kids, and they were like, that was great. Went home and threw it in a drawer and said, one day I'll finish it. Well, one day I did. It became a book, and now it's a stage musical that's being presented at the Banff Children's Festival. It's about 45 minutes long. I've written
perfect for little kids, by the way.
Yeah, they've added a little extra music to this one. Each of the characters has a song that I wrote, and it's being performed in the Eric Harvey Theatre May 17th. And somebody I met said, I'm going to go there. And they said, how will I find you? I said, that'll be easy. I'll be the one in the audience crying. It's so beautiful. So it's a stage musical, The Queen, the Bear, and the Bumblebee.
Queen, the Bear, and the Bumblebee.
I know, my heart is so happy.
And you've got another book in your heart and in your mind, soon to be published, perhaps?
Well, I wrote a second adventure. And I did the same thing. I threw it in a drawer, and I said, one of those days I'll finish it. So now that I'm going to Banff, I thought, you know, maybe I ought to finish the second story, this second adventure, another musical. But it's amazing that it would go from it's a poem that would take me 5 minutes to recite. It went from that to music to a stage version with a little orchestra, songs. The Queen is on point, as is the Bee. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
You know what? You are so multi-talented. You have so much on the go. It's almost hard to squish it all into one interview here on Breakfast Television, because I do want to talk about this. The one thing that you seem to champion so strongly, so powerfully, is how women need to have the conversation about menopause, and we're not having the conversation about it because it seems like such a taboo subject. But you came out of the rabbit hole.
There's two reasons why women do not talk about menopause, and I've been doing seminars for 10 years on this subject. I'm like, what's going on with women? So on the one hand, in this culture and many others, women are valued first for their looks in their youth, and then for their looks in their youth, and then for their looks in their youth. And the only thing wrong with that paradigm, something we accept as truth without question, is that some women believe it. And if you think that your value is based on your looks in your youth, you are scuppered. So they don't want to talk about it because obviously if you're in menopause, you're not young anymore. But the other reason is the history of how women were treated. In the 1850s, they put women in asylums when they went into menopause as hysterics. One doctor, Dr. Lazar, performed 200 operations taking out healthy ovaries, killed 89 women. When the Obstetrical Society found out he was doing it without patients' permission, they expelled him. Then another doctor said, no, we're going to do clitorectomies on women. That'll resolve the problem. Then after they stopped that insanity, they started putting women on laudanum for menopause. Now, laudanum's a mixture of opium, wine, and spices. It certainly handled your problems, and you felt amazing, but you were an addict.
You couldn't function. Yeah.
And in the 1960s, a guy wrote a book called Forever Feminine, which was the first push on estrogen. He had very strong ties to the pharmaceutical company, was finally by the FDA said you can't do any more research. And he said, women who do not take estrogen are castrates. Their sexual organs and their breasts will shrivel. And if they take this, they'll be nice people and we'll like them again. So no wonder women don't talk about it. My grandmother's learned it, like, shut up, because you don't know what you're going to do next.
But the conversation is opening up now. People are talking about what you can do. You can do nutritionally differently, how you can manage those feelings that are going to happen, the things, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the
insanity.
The insanity, well, the symptoms that you don't realize are associated with menopause because nobody talks about it.
Women don't realize, and a lot of women I talk to, a couple of things they don't realize. You have to support your adrenals. When your ovaries move to Brazil one night and you're asleep and you wake up with those hot flashes and insanity, your adrenals, that are the stress shock absorbers of your life, handle it. So if you do nothing, it's more stress and you start this dwindling spiral. Doctors are stuck. They have estrogen or bioidentical. They don't know much about herbs. So you need to support your adrenals, and that's why I recommend the Platinum Super Easy Multivitamin.
These are the vitamins we're talking talking about?
Yeah, they really give you great adrenal support.
Platinum Naturals?
Yep. And
Right.
if you go to their website, Platinum Naturals, and if you have questions about menopause or perimenopause, you want to email me through there, I can coach you through it.
Telling you right now, Dini Petty answers her emails in 15 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Well,
when you say you are going to reply to these, and if thousands of people send you notes, obviously it's going to take you time. But platinumnaturals.com. Continue the conversation with Dini Petty. We'd love to continue the conversation here. We're out of time, bud.
Okay, the only other thing I should tell you the other thing you need to know, this is a natural herbal remedy that works for 60% of the women.
Chocolate, honey.
And it's in dark chocolate, and I help formulate the product. It's called Deco, is in Art Deco. So
There you
take
go.
your vitamins, take your Deco, and there's no need to suffer anymore.
Dini knows.